Think about it. What would you do if the universe ended in a year? What would you do if the universe ended in a month? What would you do if the universe ended tomorrow? Hi, my name's Samik, and I'm going to tell you how the real universe will end. It's going to be a thrilling roller coaster ride. So what are we waiting for? Let's begin. The sun keeps on becoming bigger and brighter since stars are what we call supergiants for the second last part of their lives. The sun will reach a point where it will be so big that photosynthesis will no longer be possible. This means no plants and no animals. So the only life on Earth would be microorganisms. Sorry humans, we only make it this far. After that, the sun will keep expanding even more and even more until even the oceans will evaporate. And then, but the sun doesn't stop there. It'll reach a point where it becomes so big and bright that it swallows up the entire Earth itself. After it does that, it collapses into a teeny tiny dwarf star, and it will finally die long after. Even after that, the gas clouds that are needed to make new stars will collapse. And once the last stars die, they cannot be replaced. So the only things in the universe left would be black holes. And even they die due to something we call Hawking radiation. So at that point, the universe would be there, but practically dead, since nothing at all would happen. And that is how the universe ends. Well, how do we know this is true? There's a bunch of complicated physics and whatnot. But even still, we don't know if this theory is completely true because there are a bunch of other convincing theories too. Even though they're a little less convincing than heat death, it is still very much possible that these may be correct. Let's dive in. Here comes the Big Crunch theory. Do you know about the Big Bang? Well, if you don't, then let me explain. The Big Bang is the most convincing theory about the start of the universe. According to the Big Bang, the universe started as a teeny tiny nutshell, and then the nutshell one day exploded. Then it kept on becoming bigger and expanding and expanding. And according to the Big Bang theory, the universe is growing to this day. But here's the catch. According to the Big Crunch theory, there will be a point where the universe just cannot expand more. There's only one way it'll go from there. It'll start shrinking and shrinking and shrinking until it reaches that tiny nutshell that it started with. And that is how the universe ends. And the last theory that I want to talk about, the Big Rip. The Big Rip is very similar to the Big Crunch, but in the same way, it's very, very different. How? It's the complete opposite. Let me explain. So, have you ever felt a stomachache because you've kept on eating food and felt your stomach become bigger and bigger? Well, the Big Rip is exactly like that, just on a much larger scale. According to the Big Rip, even when the universe cannot expand anymore, it will defy the laws of physics and keep on expanding and growing until the distance between tiny particles called quarks would be infinite. And that is how the universe ends. But don't worry, because no matter which theory is correct, the universe will only end in trillions of years. Who knows, by then humans might even be able to stop the end of the universe. This is Samik signing out. I hope you enjoyed my speech today, and I hope you learned something new. But wait, one last thing, a question to end with, which you should think about as I leave. Have you ever felt like it was the end of your universe?